Have you ever noticed that when people start talking about moving, they usually start by talking about the house? We need another bedroom. We need a bigger yard. We need a newer house. But after helping hundreds of families buy and sell homes over the years, I've learned something. The real reason people move usually has very little to do with the house itself. And that's what we're talking about today. Hey folks, I'm Eddie Mann with Team George Weeks Real Estate. And if you're thinking about buying a home, I want to share something that might completely change the way you approach the process. You know, I've never had somebody call me and say, Eddie, I woke up this morning and I realized that we need exactly 437 more square feet. Nobody thinks like that. What they say is, we've got a baby on the way. The kids are getting older. I'm working from home now. We're tired of the commute. We want to be closer to family. We need room for the grandkids. You see, the house isn't the reason. The house is the solution. I was talking with a family recently who thought they needed a bigger house. Now, on paper, they were probably right. More square footage, more bedrooms, more storage. But as we talked, it became clear that wasn't really the issue. The real issue was that everybody felt like they were living on top of each other. You know, Dad was working from the kitchen table. The kids were doing the homework in the living room. Mom was trying to cook dinner while navigating what looked like rush hour traffic through the kitchen. It wasn't really a house problem. It was a lifestyle problem. And they weren't looking for more square footage. They were looking for less stress. And once they understood that, the entire home search changed. Instead of looking for the biggest house they could afford, they started looking for a home that supported the way they wanted to live. And that's a huge difference. One of the biggest mistakes I see buyers make is they start by looking at houses. I think they should start by looking at their life. So ask yourself, what frustrates me about my current living situation? What would I change if I could? How do I want my daily life to feel? Maybe you want a home office. Maybe you want a shorter commute, or maybe you want a neighborhood where your kids can ride bikes. Maybe you want a front porch where you can drink coffee and wave at the neighbors. Maybe you just want enough room to host Thanksgiving without somebody balancing a plate on a washing machine. You know what I mean? I've actually seen that happen. And if you're from the South, you know there's always that one cousin who'll sit anywhere if food is involved. You know who you are. The point is this: people don't move because they want a different house. They move because they want a different experience of life. A bigger yard isn't about grass. It's about watching your kids play. A guest bedroom isn't about the room. It's about having family visit. And a home office isn't about the office. It's about peace and productivity. Everything comes back to lifestyle. And here's something else I've learned. There is no perfect house, but there may be a house that's perfect for the season of life you're in right now. Too many buyers put pressure on themselves to find their forever home. Instead, find a home that helps you live the life you want today and over the next few years. And that takes a lot of pressure off the process. So if you're considering buying a home, stop asking, what house do I want? And start asking, what life do I want? The answer to that question will usually point you toward the right house. You know, I'd love to hear from you. If you could change one thing about your current living situation, what would it be? Drop it in the comments below. And if you're thinking about buying, selling, or just trying to figure out what your next chapter looks like, I would be honored to help. I'm Eddie Mann with Team George Weeks Real Estate. Let's turn your dreams into keys.